Yes, 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 yes. 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 Boom, boom, psh, 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 boom, boom, psh. Yeah, 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 yeah. What? 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 Mm. Mm. In here, in here. Get, get, get. Let me invite some folks. Let me invite some folks. What? 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 Mm-hmm. Mike, quick, Mike, quick. What's going down? Yeah, yeah. One, 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 one. Get, get, get. What, 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 what? Get, 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 get. Well, get louder, get louder, get louder, get louder. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Yes, yes, y'all. Straight talk, Lisa, straight understanding. Yes, yes, y'all. Straight talk, Lisa, straight understanding. Let's get some people in here. Let's get some people in here. Let's get some people in here. Man, it's gonna be a good one. 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 Hey, Ma, how you doing? Miss you much. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I got my clearance. Yes, yes. It's gonna be a good one today, y'all. How are you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, we're getting it started soon. This is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. I'm inviting some people over here. If you're here on Facebook, welcome. If you're here on Instagram, welcome. If you're here on YouTube, welcome. Sean Bolden, Sean B. It's gonna be a little raunchy tonight. I'm gonna have my peoples in here. All right. Subject. You want to know the subject? Yeah. By the way, what's playing is Get Loud. Hey, Auntie Byrne, how you doing? All right. Get loud. That's Sun Dewey in the background, produced by Brett Bolden, Brett B, 783. It's on an album called Brett B Presents Sun Doobie. Welcome to Doobie Land. So yeah, that's what you're listening to in the background. We're about to get started. All right. What's going on? Monique, how you doing? TY, what's up? You hear your man playing, right? Get loud. Let them know you're in here. Get loud. Make noise. Let them know you're in here. Get. Get loud. Let them know you're in here. Straight talk, Lisa. Straight understanding. Yes. I know y'all can't really hear it, but it's definitely grooving right now. All right, I'm about to stop it. Yes. Uh-oh. Yes. How's everybody doing? This is Sean Bolden, Sean B. Straight talk, Lisa, straight understanding. Today, ladies, it's going to be something. I know we're going to ruffle some feathers today. We're going to have the street side versus the geek side. And the topic is going to be women that have so much trauma that they can't trust anyone but themselves. You heard? Women that have so much trauma that they can't trust anyone but themselves. Now, it's not limited to women, but my guest and I, we are men, so we are going to tackle women because that's a lot of who we experience other than ourselves. And it came up from us having a conversation, and it just kind of was an epiphany. It was a breakthrough when we was like, man, you know what? How we love, because we both extend love pretty thoroughly, and how we love, sometimes those that we love don't receive it. And we were speaking about it, and he was telling me some of his examples. I was telling him some of my examples, and we came to the conclusion that it's because of trauma usually. Now let's, like I said, let's not get it twisted. Yeah, we all do have trauma, and we all do sometimes not allow ourselves to open up to love or be vulnerable to love because of it. But specifically, we're going to be talking to the ladies today. So ladies, if anybody want to chime in, we're chiming in on Instagram. You got to go to the Instagram page. Everybody who's here, if you're on YouTube, go to the YouTube page, Sean Bolden, and subscribe. Last week, I was at 14. This week, last week I was at 20. Now I don't know where I'm at, but I'm at 20 last I checked. And thank you for those who did chime in. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm doing well, Auntie Byrne. I'm doing well. I'm doing great. Bless. So yeah, today we are going to tackle a subject with a good friend of mine, also an entrepreneur, formerly a street person. He's now a business executive, and he owns his own record label. He's going to be joining us soon. His name is Brian Brown. Some people know him as Mr. B&B. What up, Domo? So we're going to be tackling this. Again, those who just joined in, if you're on live, if you're on Instagram, if you're on wherever you're at, we're about to talk straight talk, Lisa, straight understanding. And today's subject will be women, specifically women that have so much trauma that they can't trust anybody but themselves. And I put a disclaimer out there. We're just speaking about women because it derived from a conversation about women, but it's not limited to women because, yeah, men also are so traumatized that they can't love any or trust anybody but themselves. And that's a whole nother day, a whole nother topic. We can chime in on it today if you like, but we primarily are going to be talking about the women today. All right. So if you're easily offended, I advise you to get away now. If you're easily offended by profanity, because my man who's coming on sometimes does not have a filter, I advise you to chime out right now. Um, if you're easily offended or get your get in a bunch, your panties or your underwear in a bunch because things ruffle you the wrong way. This is straight talk, leads to straight understanding. Best believe there will be some ruffling today. All right. So I'm going to wave for some folks. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. We're about to get started. Are y'all ready for the subject? Yes, it's straight talk, leads to straight understanding. I'm gonna start with this. Something I wrote not too long ago, and it's respect different perspective is what defines love. Understanding love brings wisdom. Wisdom creates balance, and balance creates peace, or it brings peace. And once you have that peace, you get liberty. And liberty is our blessing. So to everybody, I'm extending blessings to you all. Pin my subject matter in the comments. I'm going to try right now. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, B. Let me do that now. I'm going to capitalize this. Stacy Cakes, what's up? Women who have so much trauma that they only can trust themselves. All right, y'all? And I want people to be true today. If this applies to you, I want you to really chime in and listen in, because you will get some jewels today. All right. And it's interesting because, like I said, everybody has it. Only hold on. I'm trying to pin it in, y'all. I'm trying to pin it in. Bear with me. Only can trust themselves. All right, so here's what we're doing. Now, how do I pin it? I need somebody to help me. Let me see if I pin my comment. All right, there we go. All right. So, welcome. This is Sean Bolden, Sean B. However you know me, I'm going to go look for my people specifically to join in. Mr. B&B himself. Mr. B&B Records is his tagline. Or at Mr. B. There you go. All right. We're about to get it on, y'all. So if you ain't ready for this, chime out now. He's coming in. If you ain't ready, I got the one and only coming in. My man Brian Brown. He's gonna be joining us today, and y'all see what the title is. Man, you know I'm over here running my mouth, man. Oh man. I'm sorry. How many bags of crab legs you want? See, he over there. What's up? I'm gonna live with Sean B right now. All right. I'm sorry, Sean. Nah, it's all good. We here. So, I already told them what it's gonna be about. If they don't know, they can look at the little pen right there. Women who have so much. I messed up. I missed out a word. Who have so much trauma. All right, I'm gonna do it over. Women who have so much trauma that they can only trust themselves. If y'all ain't hear that, y'all about to see it. And it came from the conversation that Brian and I was having the other day. And we just kind of came to a revelation, an epiphany, something that just came over us. It was like a breakthrough. And we was like, yo, go ahead. Well, I typed this in. You go ahead and tell them what happened that night. Yeah, we were just talking about the things that we have men go through to try to bring forth balance, global stability to a woman's mind and soul. You know what I'm saying? The spirit, to just provide an essence to them to give them some form of structure, stability. Let's let them know that they're truly loved, not love for them, not love. We're not loving them for us. We're loving them for them. You know what I'm saying? So, and us trying to do that with certain women because they've been so scorned, so abused, and been through so much and had so much trauma in their lives, it's like hard for them to embrace. You know what I'm saying? A natural, true love. You know what I'm saying? Or even embrace a natural, true essence. It always appears to be. Like it's too good to be true almost. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always want to test the waters and take you back to the bullshit just so they can feel somewhat comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Their comfort zone is the bullshit. Their comfort zone is the pain. Their comfort zone is the trauma. The comfort zone is the drama. Like, that's the only time they feel alive or something is real. You know what I'm saying? So we run across a man that's humble, loving, caring, and providing, it's like, they don't even get it. They don't even get it. Man. You know what I'm saying? It begin to be abuse to us, but it's not abuse to us in a sense, far as like how we feel, because we love unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And we love you for you. So, no matter what you do, you can only hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already here for you. You know what I mean? So, hold on, I'm gonna tap in. I want y'all to tap in. One minute. All right, so while you do that, I'm a chime in. So I gave a little reference. I gave an analogy that kind of described it to me, and it was like having a little puppy, right? And the puppy is so beautiful. You want to love it. You carrying it. You trying to pet the puppy, and the puppy is snapping at you. You trying to feed the puppy, and the puppy is trying to bite you. And you're not taking it in any form of fashion offensively, because you know that it's just afraid, that it's just been through so much. It's like an abandoned. They already abused this puppy. They left it out there abandoned. It don't even got to be a puppy. Just left it out there abandoned, and you just sitting there like, yo, I'm just trying to feed you. I just want to show you some love. I could see that you're starving. I could see that you're hurting, that you're abused. You could see all the wounds on you, and I just want to help mend those wounds. And meanwhile, while we're trying to help, we're getting snapped at. And being that him and I are very similar in the way that we try and help others, we sometimes get snapped at and bit on, and it doesn't have to be those who we are in romantic love with. It also is family members, friends who we are extending a lot to. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about. And if y'all think that we got that we're off on that, let us know, because I know for a fact I've ran across so many, and I said we're going to talk about women today because specifically that's where it was rooted. I ran across so many women that I've befriended, that I've been involved with, that have just been around me, family members that are women, that have been so abused that they don't even recognize love. And that just hurts my heart, because I want them to experience that love, but they're so abused, that they're so sheltered. It's like they're blocking their blessings from their true essence, as B would say. And the sad part about it is they're not even cognizant that they're blocking blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because they thinking like they winning because they not in position to get hurt. They didn't put themselves in that comfort zone, which is at the bottom of the barrel of life. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't embraced their pain. Their pain, trials, tribulations, and adversities, and of the past, and an era of their past. They haven't embraced it in a way to where it's that they can walk with it. Yo. Walk up beside it, or know how to shapeshift when they see it. You know what I mean? So yeah. The immediate thing, or the best thing for them to do, and that they have been doing, is immediate killing the situation. Like, this made me feel good, and it's an instant
The instant reaction is, I'm feeling too good. No, you full of shit. You ain't gonna. You might as well get the fuck. It's anything but thank you. Embracing the love.
Man.
Anything but that, man.
Man, you think not? Yo, you know what you said that's real interesting is that they don't recognize it. They don't recognize when they hurting, right? And that becomes, dysfunctional. And they don't even recognize the dysfunction because they normalize it. They normalize being abused. They normalize somebody taking advantage of them. They normalize somebody just wanting them for what they got between their legs. They normalize them for somebody just providing them finances and nothing else, to where they lose the full capacity of the love that they deserve. And I came up with this saying a while ago: you deserve more than you desire. They start desiring all this stuff and don't ever get what they deserve. Man. Yo, you know what? I was listening to some things today, and I'm gonna share some of it that hit on this topic. One of the things is what we just said, is that they don't know how to open themselves up to be vulnerable. With love come vulnerability. With love come pain. And if you don't understand that, as soon as the pain come, you are reacting to where you trying not to have any pain in your life whatsoever. And in my opinion, that's just irrational.
Now for me, I have a difference in feeling. Like with love, to me, love is just love.
Right.
Because the way we were raised to embrace all the nuances that come along with being in love, where there is betrayal, it's deceit, it's dishonesty, it's disloyal. You know what I'm saying? It's just all the things that come along with it. And what happens is, that's not love. Like when those actions happen, love to abuse, it transcends into something else. It's love to abuse, love to disloyalty, love to deceit. You know what I'm saying? Love to dishonor. You know what I'm saying? Love to betrayal. So, don't think that when those elements come while you're in love, that's still love. No, that's not still love. That motherfucker didn't metamorphose it into something else. You know what I'm saying? That's making him commit to matches, because love is just what the fuck it is, like love. And you know it. You know what I'm saying? So when you get another feeling outside of that comfort feeling that's soothing to your soul, know that actions that you got prior has been transcend or have transcended into something else. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to think that love is abuse. I don't want you to think that love is hurt. I don't want you to think that love is any of those things, because they're not.
Well, what you're absolutely right. Let me build on that. Let me correct that. Love is not that, but because of life and different characteristics of people, you want those things come within the territory of living. And people make mistakes, for example. But when those mistakes become habits, that's when you absolutely right. That's when it becomes abuse. But there are some times as humans we make mistakes. So in other words, those mistakes might not reflect what a loving feeling is supposed to be, but it does not make it absent of love because somebody made a mistake, is what I was attempting to say. You reading the comments over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure everybody's tapping in. I just
All right. Yeah, because y'all gonna feel this today. By the time we get off of here, I promise you will leave with something that you have not felt before. Because between us, we ain't trying to spread nothing but love. And so when you get off of here, you're gonna feel that love. So I see some comments. I'm gonna tap into some of the comments. I see Kiki said they aren't sure how long they love, how long the love will last, and are afraid of losing it. So we become very guarded, but it's not intentionally. Kiki, you're absolutely right. That's part of the issue that we're talking about. you become so guarded that you kind of block yourself from your blessings. You become so guarded.
And then what happens is when you become guarded, you transcend from the essence of a woman damn near to a man.
Yep.
Go from nurturing and healing, your natural nurturing and healing and loving essence, to shit, controversial, you know what I'm saying, combative, you know what I'm saying, and then a real man, like, we only long for the real essence of a woman. Like, we want our woman to be damn near our mama. You know what I'm saying? As far as like cultivating and loving, you know what I'm saying, our spirit or our man. You know, so when you become guarded, it deviates you from your essence. You know, but outside of that, like, you at some point you have to embrace the harsh reality. Like, some situations is just not meant for us to be with forever. Some situations is not meant for what up, though? Hey, what's up, baby? What's happening? You got it? Some situations is not meant, you know what I'm saying, for us to probably like I guess I can say have like peace throughout. Like, cause honestly, like, to me, no situation is good or bad. All of them are geared for us to have some kind of direction in there. You know what I'm saying? So when the bad seed in is just for us to have direction as to what not to do or what we done. Because once you do your research on when the situation changes to when you hurt, you know, for me, I just research on what happened for us to get to that point, so I know what not to do. You know what I mean? And the things that's good, it just teaches you how to, you know, keep manifesting that good. Keep doing the right things that keep keeping that feeling alive. And that's just reinventing love itself on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Not get complacent.
Absolutely. Now, I invited some people to join us, and if I invited you, it wasn't a sense of an actual invite. It was just basically I wanted some other conversations with us, so we can have up to 4 people. So, my brother, introduce yourself and talk to us.
Man, I'm Rozzy, man, Detroit, Michigan, man, musician, artist. Of course, man, out there, you know what I'm saying? P-Nutty, this is a legend right here, iconic, man. I just saw you was on live, so I'm in the building.
All right. Well, what we talking about here today, I penned in, and ladies, we want a lady to join us as well. And if you don't want to contribute anything, you could go back down. I just invited you up because I was inviting folks up. So, but welcome, brother. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, bro. Definitely. So So what we were saying is that not only does it, let's go. What happened?
How we lose him?
No, he said he just came up because he said he wanted to say what's up. He wasn't. He wanted to give pay homage to you.
That's a smart young man, though. We probably could have used some of his information too.
Chime back in, sir. Request to come back up. We want to hear your perspective because you see, we the older guy. We definitely want to speak with the younger guys as well to give us some tutelage that they might be able to enhance us with. So let's get down to the root of what we think some of these trauma and some of these actions happening. Rozzy's coming back up. One of the things that I think is traumatic often that happens in a lot of our families that's always or often overlooked is abuse, whether it's physical or whether it's sexual. Sexual abuse is one of the things that a lot of people do not often address.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So by them not talking about it, they're not given opportunity to embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know so many women who've been molested at young ages. You know what I mean? From brothers, cousins, uncles, father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is real.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's like, and when the abuse happens, you know what I'm saying? It's so embarrassing to the family that they just want to sweep it up under the rug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can be some real sick shit. You just want to sweep it up under the rug. You don't really want that shit out to put a blemish, you know what I'm saying, on your name.
Right. And
so that's a thing that our woman grew up with. These hidden they become, you know what I'm saying, just like you said, afraid to embrace the trauma and drama. You know what I mean? They become that.
And the funny thing is, one thing I always share with people, you said it earlier, is that it's more empowering once you do embrace it, and once you let it free, you find yourself empowered, and you find and you never know how much power that is until you actually release it.
Yeah, living in your truth, period. Yeah, I understand. And that's why, like, and it's funny, like, you know, like my purpose in getting with anybody is to see how I can compliment the person they're trying to come up foundation they're trying to secure. So what I've learned, what's been helping me so much, man, like I've made every last one of my wives and women write books. And in the midst of me having them write books, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to market and promote them. And what that does is, because me, I'm like, no matter how much I love them, I'm automatically the enemy, because I'm the culprit of somebody who gave them the trauma and drama that they have. So I can be the best thing in the world for them, but they still gonna treat me as if I'm the enemy.
Yeah.
At times. You know what I'm saying? So what I've been doing and what I've been finding out that's been helping, I've been having them write books. So when they write these books and I get to promoting them, or we get to promoting them, and they have to do interviews, you know what I'm saying? They have to answer different people about the information that's in the book, and that begin to be therapeutic for them.
Yeah.
The more they talk about it, the more they begin to heal. You know what I'm saying? So, and since I've done that, man, like, man, my woman has done 180 returns, man. Like, they really get more confident, more secure. You know what I'm saying? They don't wear their abuse. You know what their reactions to things that they reacted to in the past is not so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's more like honest and understanding. So that itself, man, like, has, like I said, has benefited me and complimented me, and me providing answers my man to bring forth stability and structure to their life. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't love my woman for me. I love my woman for them. And anything that I can do to aid and assist them, you know what I'm saying, and becoming better in any regard, I'm going to do it without envious, jealous, weak moment or weak, a weak emotion. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people that know me know that I didn't have some women that probably shouldn't even be in my practice now, but because I never loved them for me and always loved them for them, I don't look to see and put the bullshit that they've done to me on the scale. I'm always looking, when the bullshit they do to me, I'm still looking to see how I can therapeutically heal this person so they don't think the larceny against me anymore. You know what I mean? So that alone, you know what I'm saying, has yielded great fruit, man. And I've managed to help some get past certain levels, man, to where they can actually love.
Absolutely. Abortion giver says women want money from certain men, love from certain men, comedy from certain men. And you know what's funny? That's true, but so do men at times. But it's about understanding that the more you spread yourself, sometimes the thinner your ability to love becomes. You know, now if you can get that all from all of those people, then by all means do what you do. But if you're looking for just a portion here and a portion there and a portion there, you won't ever get to your glory, because you putting your energies in too many places. Now, if you get it, like I said, all from here, and then you find somebody else and they giving you all that, you're getting what you deserve. And that's really what it's about. Get what you deserve, not what you desire.
Unless that you happen to be fortunate and have a mantra as myself, like living for the sacrifice. So with my mantra, I've made that become everything. That's me. So for me, when I give myself here, there, it actually builds me and make me better, makes me stronger. You know what I'm saying? Give me more information to build bridges of understanding to the new people that I'm going to meet that need this information to help them with those same nuances. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell you I live for the sacrifice, I really do.
Well, you got to realize what you just said is the key to that being successful. One, you're not doing it for selfish reasons.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing it to enhance all those around you, and I've witnessed that. And so have people who know you. They've witnessed that you are tapping into places where some people will not go. You're going those places, tapping in with people that some people might not engage with, but you're engaging with them to bring forth some resources or bring forth some insight, knowledge, and understanding that none of you have. And so you bring that to the table, and that starts adding to the table as opposed to subtracting from the table. And that's something I learned from you in having multiple wives. I always said, hey, if you want multiple husbands, then you need to bring a husband that contributes the same way you bring wives that contribute to the family. You don't bring wives that are taken away. I remember you specifically telling somebody who was trying to take away, nah, what I have with my wife already is hers. What I will build and what we can build with each other will be ours, and we can incorporate it into the fold. But no, you cannot come and grab what already exists. And that's a very key point to what you were saying, sacrifice living for the essence.
Yeah, man. Definitely one of the OGs, man. I can tell you that, man. Every single time I comment on live and just get in contact, artists already know you're in a different place spiritually to even be able to do what you're doing. You connected with that source and that light and giving, and that's how it always comes back, reciprocity.
So tell us about your generation and what you're facing with the women in your generation.
What experiences have you had?
Yeah.
Man, I run into great women all the time, man. Women take care of me. I can't even say nothing else. Like since the beginning of my life, I've had my grandma and my mother, and they continue to be around all the women in my school, and they're just always hovering around and looking out for me, being nurturing, like you said, being caring, one to embrace, and then I love my career and putting it out and moving and giving that energy, that confidence that we need as a man. As far as my experience goes, don't get me wrong, some women out here that, especially in this generation, are not really understanding where I'm at spiritually because of the material and because of Instagram and because of the material things that they have available to them now. Their minds, they got the city girls mentality, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I take this money? You know what I'm saying? I'll take your man type of situation. But those are the ones that you realize where they are and you can help them. And sometimes whenever they're ready for that time to come, that's when they don't, you know what I'm saying, they're ready to move out of there.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask for a woman who's listening to us right now, who want to hear the opinion of three different men, three different generations, all good men. What it is that we can be helpful in giving you some insight on how we think. We can have some straight talk to lead to straight understanding to you. Raise your hand, join us, and come talk to us about what you're going through, whether it's about your great man or whether it's about your half-ass man. So I'm chiming in. Let somebody come on in and join us and speak to us about how you feel. And in the meantime, B, I'm gonna leave the mic to you because I want to ask you this, right? I know you. All right, hold on. I see somebody chiming in. Bianca, you're about to come on. Bianca Breeze. So, my question to you is: I know you run across a whole lot of women. Bianca, hey, what's going on?
How are you, Kings? Good to see you tonight.
We are well. We are well. Thank you for joining us. And go ahead.
I think this is an amazing conversation because generally it's not talked about. It's like it's whispered about, but it's not talked about enough. Like right now, when you look in, whether it's music, whether you look in a lot of things, it's like it's cool to be hard and rough and tough as a woman, but you're gonna be single.
So do you agree with that mentality as a woman? What are your opinions on it? B, I'll come back to you.
Okay, so there's a couple things. I understand it. I mean, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, but I haven't always been. I've been divorced, I've been on my own. We talked about a lot of things that women go through, trauma. Just to run it down, and I say it because it doesn't hold me anymore. I was raped and molested from 2 to 14. I had my virginity taken when I was 6 years old. I can tell you how it happened. I can remember the day like it was yesterday. I went through a horrible divorce. I went through domestic violence. I saw domestic violence as a child. I went through some crazy things. Even after I went through a situation with my ex, and he strangled me, but I got the DV, and it took me a year and a half to kind of deal with that whole thing. The guy that I dated after him, not my current husband, but the guy that I dated after him, knew all of that, knew everything, and I had known him for 17 years, and he still did me wrong. We were dating a year. He had a month after our 1-year anniversary, which we spent together, I found out that he married another woman and she was pregnant. It was just like, so I get it. I understand. I get it. What happens sometimes, and you talked about the analogy of the little dog. What happens sometimes is we take our traumas and we get stuck at that moment, not understanding that life happens to everybody. And we have to get to the place where therapy is really important. I know sometimes we shun it or whatever. You have to just find the right therapist, the right one. So maybe the first one wasn't right because you weren't connected with the right person. Therapy, understanding that those are just moments in life. It is not your life. It does not define you. And being able to move forward. Everybody's not going to hurt you. Everybody is not down to do you wrong. Everybody is not down to mistreat you or anything. But it is wise to know the signs and see what's right and what's not, and know what's healthy and what's not. And I think that a lot of women don't have that. They don't have the training or the knowledge or the know-how. And they're like, nope, it hurt too bad. I ain't going to try. So, you look like such and such, so I'm going to cut you up before I'm going to cut you before you cut me. And it hurts you in the end. Because they don't understand that it may look like, I use this analogy, it's kind of like if every time somebody hit you all the time, and every time you saw this, you were expecting to be hit. And then somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, but they just want to like give you love, you're going to automatically think that they're going to hit you, not understanding that not everybody that does this or does something that looks like what hurts you is trying to. And I think that's where we are. That strong mentality is a protective mode. There's nothing wrong with protecting yourself, but you can't hold on tight to yourself so much that you don't allow yourself to be open to receive that very thing that you say you've been praying and asking for.
Woo! You said a lot. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's honestly just like she said, like what you've been praying for and asking for is outside of that little box that you put yourself in. So if you isolated yourself in this box and everything that you want is outside the box, like the only way you're gonna be able to ascertain that is like open up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's interesting what you said. It's really important that we deal with unaddressed offenses. That's what happens often. We get offended and we don't address it. We don't address it within. We don't address it to the person who offended us, and we keep it and we let it fester until we now are becoming toxic within. It's like having cancer, and you don't address it. It just continues to grow, and before you know it, it has infiltrated your whole body, and your body now mentally, spiritually, physically breaks down. And so that's what happens when you go with unaddressed offenses that turn into trauma, or that were traumatic, or that were painful or hurtful, and you allow it to continue, and you wind up finding yourself hurting yourself, so to speak. Hurt people.
Right. And stress suppresses the immune system too. So if you find yourself sick all the time, or you always got a headache, you always got something, you might see how you stress. And now don't get me wrong, like I'm talking for the ladies, right? Gotta represent for my ladies. I love my ladies. I love my queens. I love y'all. Consider this, especially single moms. Sometimes when we open ourselves to something and it's not right, it's like, I don't have time for this. This took this away. Not understanding that we have to take time for ourselves. We let things rock and we don't. It's like sometimes because we have so many responsibilities, we don't understand that we are our responsibility too. We're so focused on taking care of this person, that person. We got bills we need to pay. We got to take care of our children. We got to that you're not taking time for yourself to get you together. Because if you are not together, those children, that money, your job, none of that other stuff is going to be together. So it's great that you talked about stress, because that's really important. We skipped over that because we got other things to do. No, boo, you gotta take time for you, because if you're not right, nothing else is gonna be right. That's why you're cussing your children out. That's why you don't like anything that, you know what I'm saying?
You're not having peace.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been working on since the New Year came. I just came here, first just changed my diet, one, and then two, I had to start taking time to just really meditate in the morning, watch what I'm feeding myself in the morning. I've been reading books versus getting straight to Instagram or going to other things that may bring that stress, and just really feeding your mind things that are going to be uplifting and making you happy where you really want to be at.
Man, Rozzy, yo, you just hit on something. You said instead of going on Instagram all the time, because and I want to touch on that because yeah, you're right. What you put in your mind and what you put in your spirit and what you feed yourself mentally, spiritually, otherwise, is what you digest, ingest, and what becomes either. Exactly. Exactly. Man.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna sit there and act like I don't see that Black Street playing behind you though, man. I'm going, I don't see that, man. That's my dad's jam. That's part of the reason why I'm funky today with what I do, man. So much respect.
Wow. Who's your pops?
He's a bass player out of Detroit named Will Brooks, man. So I was raised on Tony. He played Black Street. I've been played that so many times, like it don't even make sense. That's how I know that I covered from the job.
Yeah.
So, man, we gonna work outside.
Absolutely, yeah. That's definitely Black Street, something I worked on. You know, I've been in the industry for about 30 years, so I worked on several different projects, as well as.
You know, Rise, he the one that took Trick on his first national tour. Man, look,
yes.
I know it ain't nothing but good company, man. Look who you alive with. Ain't nothing but good company coming from that.
Man.
I've been working recently with Stevie J just because of that sound and the musicianship I'm trying to bring back to the game now. Outside of what we've been feeding, our women have been feeding, you know what I'm saying, ourselves and trying to uplift what we're doing and bring that real that sound back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you pointed that out because that also leads into something different. Love music being replaced by what I heard today, slut music. Whole music, and not women only, men too. You know, men were singing about loving, not singing about just hoeing. You know, so it not only gave them a sense of how to extend love, but it also gave women a sense of how to embrace love. And a lot of that as well is missing, similar to what you were saying with the social media and Instagram and things of that nature that we're feeding ourselves.
Man, like I said, growing up in Detroit, our radio station, I just remember them playing exactly what I'm talking about. Ronald Isley, Frankie Beverly and Mays, Marvin Gaye, you know what I'm saying, Earth, Wind and Fire. That music had a high frequency, you know what I'm saying, and what was being flooded, that was mainstream music.
Yeah.
And that's what was hitting the airways. So of course our mindset was going to be different. Of course the women were going to be different. Of course the men were going to be different. It's like I said, what we download inside our brain from the beginning of the day.
Absolutely.
We're being brainstormed somewhere else now. Somewhere.
Absolutely. Bianca, I see you want to say something. Go ahead.
This is a great topic. I mean, me being a singer-songwriter, this is really, really important for me. I love music. I've been writing since I was 8 years old. I've been recording since I was 13 years old. And I love music. I love music. And I think a part of what we feed into our souls is, like, music is a big part of that, because that's what you digest. And that's what I believe in manifesting things through your words. I believe that what you think, you end up saying. What you're saying, you're going to get. And a lot of times when we talk and we repeat certain things, it's like, you know what I mean? That affects us. And when the music that we listen to is not helping us to get there, we think that, oh yeah, that's what you do. Talk to them any kind of way and da. When I would listen to certain songs, they would kind of help me out. You know what I mean? Like when I was struggling with something and you know, I heard a song that kind of helped me keep going. Or when I was in a relationship and I wanted to love on my, but there was always something that I could listen to kind of help me with that. And nowadays it's kind of like,
where do you go to? you got to go back 30 years or 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So
the other thing is when we talk about Instagram, right? I love the platform. I think it gives people a great opportunity to be able to express themselves and communicate and those kind of things. But I also think, especially how we're talking about the women, right? It's like there is a perception of what the perfect woman is based on likes or follows or this or that. You know what I'm saying? And so I know for me and a lot of the women that look up to me, I'm really big. Like, I'm not big on social media. I'm working on my stuff, but just because I'm attractive in the face doesn't mean that I need to show all my body. Doesn't mean that my work is in what I look like. Because I know some banging people, male and female, look amazing. Attitude trash. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like it's being missed. Like, you think that your value is what you look like, not understanding that your value is up in here. Like, who are you as a person? Do you want to be a lady or do you want to be a guy? Because if you want to be a guy, keep being rough and tough and all that, then that's what you're going to get.
Hold on. I want you to repeat that one more again. One more again. And this is to the ladies.
Or you going to be a guy? Because here's the thing. We are not, let's talk biologically, right? Let me just break it down. People will disagree. I don't care. It's what it is. A lady, we do not have naturally the testosterone that a man would have. There is a reason we are different. And a lot of men, now some men have their own preferences, whatever, but a lot of men do not want a rough female. They don't want that. I get that you're protecting yourself and all that, but to get the type of man that you really want, that's going to treat you right, that's going to love you, that's going to respect you, that's going to honor you, that's going to give you what you want as a woman, it's not going to take you being rough and tough, because you reminded too much of another man, and that is not their preference. Now, if you want another man, then okay, but if you want one that don't want another man, then you have to act like the lady that they're looking for.
Sometimes it's got to break it down, you know. But that's what without outside of crazy, right? outside of that, I always tell women all the time, like, your natural born essence to be a nurturing healer. That alone subdues every element of energy that's on Earth. You know what I'm saying? If you possess the essence of nurturing and healing, like, you can tame the beast and barbaricism in anything living. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than the little white lady that rubbed the King Kong's finger and got stopped him from tearing up New York.
Right.
I just doing him just a little love, you know, with the little stroke with the little finger, showing her with her essence. You know what I mean? He came down and, you know what I mean, broke him all the way down. But and what happens is, real men, we only desire the essence of a mother, nurturing and healing. We only desire that. You know what I mean? So when you transcend from your nurturing and healing essence, you become literally damn near man. All bets is off at that point, because I don't have no desire for no man. Yeah. You know? And so all bets is off. You know what I'm saying? You gave me the right to walk away, move whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing that have ever tamed me, kept my attention, kept my energy, fed my soul is the essence of a woman.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And you know what's interesting about what brought up the topic is because when we love unconditionally is what started the conversation between Brian and I about this subject. And so when somebody starts showing those characteristics of those manly characteristics, which are often rooted in the trauma that they had, or often rooted in them trying to protect themselves and basically posturing up and literally or mental or spiritually, physically, we still love them, but we kind of like now it's like that puppy, like I was saying earlier, keep on biting you, and you like, yo, I know you ain't really trying to hurt me, but then they break your skin, and you like, really? All right, man. You know what? I'll feed you a little later. Go ahead, B.
And I got That's a good one. Say like, I'm gonna show you the difference in what the essence can do and how y'all can control the narrative of your life if y'all put just the different essences. I'm on my way home. I meet a young baddie. You know what I'm saying? She wants to get together at 8. You know what I mean? I get home 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And my wife cooked chicken. But I'm really trying to get back out. Why the fuck you cook chicken? You know what I mean? This is the third motherfucking day you cook chicken. This motherfucker, I want some motherfucking pork chops. You know what I'm saying? Now the essence. Okay, baby, I'm finna don't trip. I'm finna pull the pork chops now. It'll take me 10 minutes. Don't even trip. Just relax. I had a pork chops ready in 15 minutes. By the time you get out the shower, the pork chops will be ready. I'm saying like, damn. Now I can't get out the motherfucking house. Right. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say the same. Why the fuck you cooking on one portion? Goddamn, it ain't never. You act like you don't like motherfucking chicken. You ain't sure go get you something else to eat. But I didn't cook chicken. If you want to eat, you better eat that. Okay, all right, I'm going. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm going with it. Yeah, thank you. Like I was trying to be here anyways. Yeah. I know. Yeah. So just the two different temperaments by providing the essence of a woman, which is nurturing and healing, she catered to my cry, even though I was on some bullshit. She catered to my cry and got them up. By the time I got the shower, the pork chops ready. I'm mad at the motherfucker. I'm trying to hurry up and take a shower. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, let me fuck up out of it. I get out, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I get out, the pork chops sitting by the edge of the bed. Smell like good. Smell like good. Motherfucker. Baby, I'm gonna have to get with you tomorrow. All right.
I think a lot of times we don't understand how. Now, I'm not saying I perfected it, but I think a lot of times we don't understand the proper way to interact with a man. And I think we're like, oh, that's a guy. We can take it. Well, nigga, and there's a balance with that. So if we use the cooking situation, right? So I cook every day. We use the cooking situation, and if you came off like, why you listen, hold on. I asked you what you want, and you told me it doesn't matter. So for me, I always ask my husband, what is it that you need, just to make sure that I'm on the same page with him. Now, if he snaps at me, I'm gonna tell him that's not cool. Now, I don't believe it. I don't call names. None of that. But I'm gonna tell you that's not cool. Now, I cater when it comes to my husband. And here's the other thing. I don't do this for everybody. A lot of people, so I'm a lead at Right Touches America with Kevin Shine, and I deal with a lot of creatives often, right? And so sometimes you do have to get a little aggressive, not like rough and tough, but there's a balance. But when it comes to my husband is, anybody knows him knows that he is not the dude to play. Like, he is not the dude to, nobody crosses him. Younger, older, nobody crosses him. And so for me, when it comes to him, I've always been gentle. I've always been sweet. I've always been kind to see what he needs, what he wants. I call him king. You say you need something? Okay, babe. Why don't you tell me you want something else? What else? Okay. You don't want chicken? Okay. What would you like? You want? Okay, I got you. Now, you ain't going to be talking crazy to me. I ain't going to be talking crazy to me. But I got you.
You done tamed everything in him that was trying to rise. But, like, that, for me, like, just you told me this, that might have been a little bit too much for me. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's too much, but for me, like, I'm looking for any out. Yeah. I'm looking for any out. So if it's anything other than let me get you together, I'm out.
But let me tell you something. With the right woman, this is what I believe. Now, a person gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. So let's just make that 1,000,000% clear. You can do everything right for a man, and he gonna do what he wanna do. But for the right woman, she has to know who you are, right? And so for me, I'm asking, this is just me, because every woman's different, every man is different. So I'm not gonna say, fit one size fits all. But for me, I'm gonna make sure what you need. I'm gonna make sure you're all right. I'm gonna make sure your loving's right. I'm gonna make sure whatever you need, whatever issue that you have or concerns that you have are cared for the best way possible, while also ensuring, because this is something that I learned after, when I was separated from my first husband, I also have to make sure that I'm right for me too. I can't be so loving and so you, that I forget who I was and forgot what I'm destined to do. It has to be a good balance. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk down to you. I'm not gonna do that because I think black men get that way too much. And so I'm not down with that. I'm not gonna talk down to you. If it doesn't work, it won't work out. But I'm not gonna try to beat you down on my way out or while we going through. So it's finding that perfect match, but it's also understanding if you're with somebody who is treating you right. First of all, you gotta be open. Let's start there because you ain't gonna be with nobody. But if you get to that point, am I lying?
No, you're not.
Am I lying? I'm lying. So if you get with the right person that's gonna treat you right? You're open enough, right? Because you gotta take risks. With business, you take risks. With anything, you take risks. You take risks by having unprotected sex with a stranger if you ain't gonna take risks to see if that person's gonna treat your heart right. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, you take those risks. You're open, and then you make sure that you have that conversation. What is he like? What is he not like? You can't do that. Like for me, I understand people bad bitches and all that. For me, don't call me out my name. I don't play that. But find out what your boo needs, what your man needs, and give him that. A man don't want another man unless he wants another man.
And I don't think no real man gonna want another man. That nigga's a male opponent.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it had to do with childhood too. I realized a lot of the ladies, like, it depends on how they seen their parents interact with each other. You know what I'm saying? Just having those patterns of love. A lot of the ladies I ran into just didn't have functioning parents. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't see their dad around, or their dad was always gone, or they might have been abusive towards each other, and they carry that on because they think that's the idea of love. They think that's what marriage is. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta talk them through that too, or try to show them the difference.
It's true, but you have to understand that just because that's what you're accustomed to does not make it right.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And at some point, if you see that you doing this is not helping you, perhaps you need to change something about what you got going on. If you find yourself stressing, fighting, cussing, that's not healthy. That's not normal. If you do that normally, something is wrong. You have to find out what's wrong and fix that.
Yeah.
That's why our line of engagement should be doing the necessary research to be able to take our family further than what our family took us. And one of the things is abuse. That's one of the major things in all our households we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So in order to take your family further than what your family took you, that's the number one thing you got to get rid of, because you're destroying the confidence of your home. You're living in a divided home.
Yeah, it won't stand. It won't stand.
And go ahead. And furthermore, you have to identify the difference between abuse and discipline for your children. You have to find the difference between constructive and guidance with your significant other. Because sometimes when you're being constructive, if they don't have the trust in you, they think of it as controlling instead of as the loving place where it's rooted in. It's just giving you some guidance on what they see that you might not see. And we don't ever really address that either. We kind of always we don't take accountability for when somebody's being constructive for our destructive ways.
Say that again. That's good. Really good.
Yeah, but that comes like again, that just stems from us doing the research on our mate, on our partner, on our business, on whatever it is that we're trying to align ourselves with, doing the necessary research to know what bridge of understanding that needs to be built. You know what I'm saying? Because the same understanding, the same way you delivered with the last person is not going to work with this person.
Very true.
Absolutely.
So you got to understand exactly who you live with, exactly how they can intake energy, information. You know what I'm saying? And it's just life itself. Like if you can't figure out that delivery, it's not going to never be good. You know what I mean? And sometimes that delivery may have you compromising, you know what I'm saying, like the piece of what you thought a man is to be. You know what I'm saying? But that drama and trauma is so deep. You know what I'm saying? The deeper the drama and trauma is, the deeper your sacrifice have to be for your delivery.
Right. That's so true. I think some people, there's so many so many things that were just spoken. I know Sean talking about knowing the difference between, you know, a healthy correction and abuse, and knowing the difference. I think part of that is understanding the team that you want. I think it's actually both. Doing the research, understanding who you're with, and then knowing the difference. If you've decided, hey, this is my team, I'm working together with this person, then there has to be some sort of trust. You either trust that they're with you or they're not. And if you don't feel that you can trust that they're on your team, then they should be on your team.
Woo. Well, let me build on that, because really the essence of what I feel relationships are or should be are based in trust. And a lot of times that's what's missing in most, if not all, failed relationships, whether it's romantic, business, friendships, any type of relationship that you have. The failure or the destruction of that relationship is usually rooted in trust. And even to the point, like I know some people who I trust that they just liars. So I deal with them accordingly and we have a successful relationship because I know that, right, I know that it's like a used car salesman. I trust that he's trying to get a sale. So I know I got to know my cars better if I'm going to go see him. So I don't get mad at him. I don't try and go bring him to the house and break bread with him. I just have the interaction and we have a successful interaction when I can trust that they're not going to be trustworthy. So regardless of how we root it or how we design it, the base of a successful relationship is always based in trust.
Yeah, but if you start so that's the thing. So we talk about what happens sometimes when someone sometimes I would love to have. It's kind of like, you know, like say you never jumped in the deep water before, right? And so it's like you kind of want to jump in, but you don't. It's like when you don't have the trust, it's like you jump in, but you stand on the wall. Like, are you ever going to really learn how to swim in the deep if you're always on the wall? It's kind of like you trust it. It's weird. Like you can't be successful in a relationship or any type of relationship, not just romantic, if you don't have that trust. And it's like you get into a relationship but you never had trust to begin with, and you expect it to work. It's not. It's not gonna work. You're gonna drown.
Yeah.
Get up out of there. If you're not gonna swim, then don't swim. Stay. But keep your feet. Just put your feet in. But don't get in a relationship. Talk about I never trusted you. So why are you in a relationship with me?
Man.
Because what happens is that it begins to become a mind fuck thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't agree with this, but now every step of the way, you're trying to leverage me to be uncomfortable just to make you comfortable when nothing's going to make you comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every situation, why are you trying to leverage me? Okay, I'm going to give you me now. It's another hurdle. It's another hurdle. It's another hurdle. So now it's like, I start to feel like, okay, this motherfucker playing games with me.
Man, tap in on it.
And one thing you don't want to play is games with a person who's full of life and resources.
No, because they'll move on to the next one who doesn't want to play the game.
Exactly.
And sometimes they don't even realize that the person moved on or the value of the person that moved on until later.
That part.
Yep.
Because some people stay just for whatever benefits, but they're not here mentally anymore. You the spot that you once had or you could have had, you don't have anymore because you're not mature enough to handle what it is. So a lot of times you think that you're helping yourself or protecting yourself. Well, I'm just you hurting yourself.
And that's funny because the most of the benefits that they always come for me for is finances. You know what I'm saying? There's some resources, but I get those things away effortlessly. So I can really be detached out the relationship and still providing, and they not even know I'm detached.
That part.
That's just what I do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like, it's only become then at some point, convenience and the security that I constantly keep giving, even when I'm detached. Now they comfortable and they didn't usher themselves at the level and trying to engage in a relationship like they should have done from the very beginning, or when it happened at the beginning, they didn't regress. Now they're trying to level up again in a relationship. I'm not even there no more. I was only doing that. I cared about you and your kids, and I still do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna continue to do it until you find somebody to replace it. Because I unconditionally had a vision for you. You know what I'm saying? When I had that fixation in my head, there's nothing nobody can do to fuck it up. Right. So I feel like somebody else should be replacing my job.
Okay, now I have a question on behalf of the ladies. Sometimes we don't know that you moved on because you're doing everything that you were doing before. Why not actually move on instead of mentally moving on? Instead of saying, you know what, I'm not feeling this, I don't like this, and actually, I will help you with A, B, C, D, E, but I'm out. Sometimes you're out here and we don't know. We think you're still here. And that's what, like, sometimes it takes a little bit of time for people to come around and you're still here, so we think you're still here.
For me, B, it's the process it's the process of me showing them unconditional love, one, and teaching them how to trust, two. Because if I tell them that, now I can probably get the put on girl. Now she's going to put on thinking that I'm going to take something away from her. So I'd rather just not say anything, still provide until she catches up. Then when she catches up, then I can tell her. And then that'll make her really reflect. Damn, this nigga ain't even fuck with me. He still was taking care of all my bills, doing all this for the kids. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga, he truly loved me. So now that itself is more of an impact or a shock factor to help a motherfucker for the next person.
Yeah. And let me even build further. A lot of times we're telling them. They're just not listening. They're hearing it because we tell them in a lot of different ways. Like, yo, why are you tripping like that? Why are you doing all this? And I'm, and they're hearing it, but they're not believing it because they don't trust it, because they think that you're doing it with some ulterior motives to get between their legs, to do this or that. And you're like, nah, I'm doing it out of pure love, pure compassion that I have for people. Now, when you realize that I've already went on to get what you thought I wanted out of you, and I'm getting it elsewhere, that's usually when they start questioning, well, why you didn't tell me? No, I told you very clearly. You just did not listen to it because you wasn't, as he said, mature enough to process or embrace it. And you took for granted that it wasn't the truth when I was telling it to you.
Okay, I have a question.
All right.
Both of you said something I just want to ask. So, what do you define as love? Is love doing for you? Like, what is love from your perspective?
For me, love is providing anything that's needed, whether it's information, whether it's energy, whether it's time, whether it's finances, whether it's resources, anything that's needed to complement the person they're trying to become or foundation they're trying to secure. Not necessarily financial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's more energy to me than anything. Yeah. Because that's what's going to be substantive to bring forth security within, to bring forth any change of acceptance.
And I can agree. And how I would summarize that is love is selflessness. And being selfless includes extending your resources. Being selfless is you'll stand in front of danger to protect to protect somebody that you love. And it doesn't have to be your wife. It's your children, your family, your friends. You just have that inert ability to try and deflect danger from someone else, and being selfless enough to kind of put yourself in that position, regardless on whether they will do it for you or not.
Okay. Well, how do you define love?
Razi?
I define it as like you said, being selfless, being there for that person. That means through thick, through thin, like when the person is up financially or mentally, or when they're down mentally, physically, just being there for that person, regardless, and exchanging the energy, like you said before. Y'all supposed to be building each other up and helping each other grow and be a partner. I come and look at it basketball sometimes, like you want to win a championship by any means. The championship is 100 years, you know what I'm saying? A lifetime with that person, if that's what you can do. So, work together to achieve that together.
So
what if I said how I define love? While I appreciate the things that you do with helping to, pay bills or be there for the children, maybe I just want a hug and a kiss. Maybe I just want some quality time. Maybe I just want, you to, do something with just us. Maybe I consider that love a little higher than, like, I appreciate those things. But to me,
it's interesting.
That's what I need.
That's what it's our job to do the research on what's needed,
right,
to be able to build that bridge to give you exactly that.
Absolutely. And in addition, Darlene over here on my Facebook said, love language. We should know each other's love language, shaking my head. Now, the interesting thing about that is that I said it the other day. A lot of times what you describe starts becoming your feeling. And that feeling starts dictating what it is that you're looking for. And feelings change. And if you're not consistently communicating what you feel, then that language becomes disrupted, because that feeling, you could that could be a feeling of insecurity where you want that physical touch all the time. And then when you start getting it as much as you desire, you might find something new that you want, and they're just giving you that. And now there's a disconnect in communication. But that comes to love language is great, but any language only matters when you communicate it.
Right. I think it's necessary to always do it. We're always evolving, right? We're not who we were as children or as young adults or as mid adults or as grown. You know what I'm saying? And then there's always different things that happen, especially when we have children. It's different when we don't have children versus we have little children, then mid children, then grown children. It's all of those levels of us are different. I think it's important to communicate that and to be very clear. I know sometimes what happens, and this is not all men, I'm not going to put everybody in the box, but I know sometimes what happens is if sometimes we communicate and sometimes we can be overly emotional. Say we're communicating, hey, I feel this way about this, and that. It's like a shutdown. There's no back and forth, and there's a break in communication. How do we fix that?
First off, let me stop you real quick. Y'all ain't the only ones who are overly emotional. Men get overly emotional often. They might describe it in different ways. One thing I had learned, and I heard from a good friend of mine, basically, he spoiled his women. And the one time that he wanted something, it was like, why it got to be your way? And he said simply, I deserve to be spoiled because I do nothing but spoil you. And I say that because, in case B, you don't remember that. But the interesting thing about what was just said is that often it has to be a give and a take at times, and often it's just always taken. And you as a woman have to understand and communicate and what it is, even though he might not be able to relay it, because sometimes we don't know how to relay when we're in need. Sometimes that's part of our growth and maturity that we're growing into. Some of us do know how to, but some of us don't know how to communicate as well as we should our emotions and how we're feeling. So in order to recognize that, you have to get more in tune to being selfless and understand what that person needs as opposed to what you desire, and always telling them what you need.
And the art of that type of success, when you encounter a true relationship, it's really supposed to be like you're supposed to live for your mate supposed to live. You're supposed to be a constant exchange of pleasantries.
Yeah.
Never supposed to be a no. It's never supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? It's just a constant growth and elevation and exchange. You know what I mean? And that's just what it should be.
And I don't want to miss that. I want to repeat that. There should never be a no. Ladies, do you hear that? Because we get no often. I mean, a variety of things.
Yeah, I barely feel them get no, but I just know a lot of people that do know gets it all the time. But they also don't live for the sacrifice either. They're not looking to, and it's a difference too, man. Because like most of the guys that I know, you know what I'm saying, they're good men, but they still only deal with their women. It's a difference in dealing with a woman and investing into a woman. When you invest into a woman, that gives you that extra tool in your brain that clicks for you to figure out what she needs, figure out what she desires. For you to, so it's just a matter of changing the narrative of dealing with her versus investing into her. If you invest into her, it's nothing that you're going to miss.
Exactly.
And then when you do miss it and she pull up that siren with that emotion, you instantly stand corrected with your man. What I need to do. I'm saying, try to fix it. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a difference, man. So, a lot of y'all women, y'all outline of engagement need to be embracing the people that invest into you versus dealing with you. And that's not necessarily financial. That's energy. You know what I'm saying? That's energy, man. That sometimes it can be information. Sometimes it can be guidance. You know what I'm saying? But the difference that you're going to get versus somebody dealing with you who only going to see you at their convenience for whatever their desires is. And then if you say something or put something on the table, he might take care of it if he thinks it's going to be feasible for when he thinks he's going to need you. But when he's investing into you, when y'all even not together, he's thinking of things that he can provide for your woman, for the woman you're coming for, that she's trying to secure, whether it's your structure, your kids, your grandparents, your siblings, your job, your business. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking of all of those things to figure out how he can be out shopping for himself. Damn, that might look good in my girl window. Damn, how much of those? You know, you got a boutique. Damn, how much of those skirts? Baby, like these, he's sending skirts. They just doing all type of little shit. You know what I'm saying? To compliment the woman you're trying to become. It can be finding your clientele. Who do you hear? My girl really let your shit out here. Take her number. Just he's always trying to do things to help you build.
Right.
You know what I mean? Compliment you. That's the difference in investing than a person that's dealing with you. He ain't doing none of that shit. He gonna see you and you living with him. You had kids by him and everything. But he only been dealing with you. Y'all done had 3 motherfucking kids. Every night you come home, y'all do what y'all do, and you off the next day. Now let me tell you the difference between living with somebody like that versus somebody investing in you. You got a person that you've been living with for 5 years, haven't invested in you one bit. When you go home and all that time that you spend with him, 8, 12 hours, if it's 12 hours, that's dead time. That's time you could have been with somebody that y'all could have been barter exchanging resources, energy, and information that's going to feed each other.
What's up, Ingrid?
To make you a better you. You know what I'm saying? Because when I come home, I'm spiritual, so I kind of like see what I can tap into spiritually first, to where I can learn what my mate may need. Then I ask little questions to just ask for affirmations. Okay, I got this up there, so let me play with a few questions. You know what I'm saying? So then I ask a few questions. Then when I get the questions, I get the answers. Okay, then now I'm thinking about how I can bring these things into the equation to put there for her foundation to help her prepare to be a better woman, or help her to become a broader woman, or help her to become a successful woman. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to making motherfucking love. Like, the difference about the motherfucker that's dealing with you versus motherfucker investing in you. Motherfucker that's dealing with you, he gonna just be fucking, he gonna be making noise, he gonna be going faster, and not even knowing why you making noise.
Yep.
Motherfucker that's investing into you, he knows when he go in there, pulsate, slide to the right. That's that deal. He know that's gonna make that motherfucker pop. He knows, he's paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Them situations when you're going through that, and you know, and then he feels the orgasm. Okay, now he plays back in his mind. What did I do to get there? I done that. Then he do it again. Oh shit! Here it come again. Then he do it again. Now I got this down back now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's the difference between motherfucking investing and the with you, he still might hit that mark. But he don't even know how to get there.
Yeah.
Now you just playing there hoping that he hit that motherfucking mark again because he don't really know. You know what I mean?
And even if he knew,
disrespect. I ain't no disrespect, B. I just was.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, cool.
You did.
Cool.
I was gonna say, so men who do that legitimately, clear, without any ulterior motives, are not as present as those who don't. There are men that will talk to you, that will be with you, have your back, hit the spot. Oh girl, I got you. Boom, boom, boom. We in there. Listen, pursue you. See what you like, what you want, what makes you happy. I'm here to support you, girl. I got you. I got your back. Ain't about a damn thing. Ain't about a damn thing.
well,
And then we find out, but we already in. They're like, oh, he does everything I need him to do. He is perfect, just the right guy, blah, blah, blah. And then you realize he got 3, 4, 5 different other women he does the same thing to. That's where you get that mean woman. Because she gave her, she thought that she took her time. She thought that she was doing what she was supposed to do. She thought that she was in the right spot. And his book of tricks, he's a damn magician.
Well, Bianca, you know what you said that's interesting about that? The difference is somebody who's lying about it and somebody who's not. For example, I remember, and I'll use Brian as an example. He knows and tells you ahead of time, I'm doing it for 3 or 4 different other people. He has 5 wives. So he let that be known ahead of time. And that's the difference between what he's talking about and the other man. That other man is just basically playing the game. That other man, as he described once before, and it always stood with me, he said that man is he could be the most successful, the most hardest, the most respected, the most feared, but he can't even go to his own house and tell the truth. What type of man is that? So if you can't recognize that, first and foremost, you mess with somebody who can't even tell you the truth, who can't even live in their own reality.
But you don't know that they're not telling you the truth until you find the lie.
Well, guess what? The funny thing about women, and I would say people in general, it's easy to find a lie. You look for them. There's a lot of times a liar is going to say a little white lie naturally and think nothing of it. And you also are going to think nothing of it because you're not paying attention to it. Yeah. This is Akia, by the way. Hey, Akia, how you doing?
All right.
We here on Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding, and we have Bianca speaking. That's one of his wives, Bianca. That is his number 1 wife, his first wife. And I said this, and he has other wives. Now, we were just speaking about, she said, what about when a man does everything for you and he tells you all this stuff and then you find out he's doing it for 4 or 5 other people? And I said, well, if he didn't tell you in the first place, that's the problem.
Right.
So, Bianca, you please ask her a question in reference to how she can deal with a man sharing her man with others.
Okay, so we were talking, so obviously we talk about this particular topic. We're talking about how women can be so rough, right? Be so rough and tough that they don't position themselves to, be able to acquire the type of man and stuff that they want. And I said, sometimes, talk about why women are so mean sometimes. And I said, sometimes a man can do everything that we want him to do, everything right, boom, boom, whatever we need. He's meeting our needs, this and that. And then we find out afterwards that it was all a lie. And I said he got 3, 4 different women. And Sean said, well, no, your husband said, well, the first thing is if he's a real man, he'd tell you up front. Sean said he'd tell you up front. He would advise you up front. And I'm saying those women that are upset is because they did not communicate all that up front. How is it for you and your situation? What made you decide, yes, I'm going to be in this situation, I'm going to trust. I'm not going to be so wrapped up and tight that I'm going to open myself up. What was different about him than another man?
Because he gave me honesty up front. It was known up front what it was going to be or how it was going to be. And I was given the option or the choice to decide if this is what I wanted. And at that point in my life, that's what I wanted. I wanted honesty. I wanted truth. I was tired of being lied to. And you know what I'm saying? Catching the shock factor.
So why do you think women just go straight hood, straight dude, just for everybody moving forward? Why do you think that some women are so rough to everybody?
We don't like to be lied to. We don't like the shock factor. We don't like the embarrassment. So, you know what I'm saying? It alleviates all that if you know up front. So nobody can come to you and be like, yeah, did you know such and such? Or he bought old girl a Bentley, or he did this, but over. Like, so I got one too. Like, that ain't nothing new. I know about that. You know what I'm saying? That kills them for coming to try to hurt you. And then, you know what I'm saying? It relaxes your soul because it ain't nothing you ain't already know about.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Because usually it's not what you do, it's what you find out that's been done. Because we get hurt as well. Y'all talk about men. Now let me go to women. At least y'all can find out. What about the women who daddy's maybes? What about those women who sit there and lie to you about who the father is and you can never find out? I mean, of course, after, but you know how there's, you know, back in the day when they didn't have all of the paternity tests as prevalent as it is now. But the point is, they would sit there and they would lie and oh nah, that's not. I know a man who was for about 25 years was like, yo, I think that's my child. I think that's my child. I think that's my, and she denied it. Nope. Didn't never want to take a test. Never wanted to take a test. No, it's not yours. And he just let it be. Find out 25 years later, that was his child. Now she done deprived the child of her real father, deprived the man of being able to nurture and build with that child. And
you gonna have them type of instances in life because everybody ain't 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? If everybody was 100, it'd be a perfect world.
Woo-wee. Speak on it, Kia. Go ahead. But yeah, that's the key to it all is once again that trust. And that's what I admire about relationships that are successful, because they have a foundation of trust between them that regardless of what comes in or any factors that come in, they're able to communicate and trust that and get through it, you know. And there will be challenges at times, but it doesn't matter if in fact you have that trust because you know that it's coming from a loving place. Go ahead, Akia. I couldn't hear you.
Communicate. Like, if you can communicate, it's a lot of women that say they can deal with it, but then when a man try to tell them, they instantly go left. So that shut the man down. Like, he could be just trying to test her a little bit. Like, I met this girl today, and she just goes straight left. Like, what the fuck you eating, bitches? He ain't telling her nothing else. It's over.
Yeah.
I know this is my thing. If I'm married now, my situation a little different, but say I'm talking to someone, we having a conversation, potentially going somewhere. If our agreement up front is you and I, then if you go left with it, then that's not what we agreed to. Now, if you sit down and have a conversation before we get to that point and say, look, babe, I might, be doing something else, or I just have to be honest. I got a situation, I got something, whatever. Then at that point, it's my choice. That's something you said. It was you knew, and so you made a choice. It's another thing, especially when we talked about women who dealt with, rape and molestation and all that other stuff. A lot of those things, you're forced into that. It's not like, oh, you make a choice. And so when you're in a situation unbeknownst to you, it's kind of like when I went in my situation and I was with an old friend that I had known for a long time, 17 years, long time, put me in a situation where he had a wife I didn't know about. We supposed to be, I felt like I was raped all over again because why? I did not have a choice. And if I had known the information choice to be with him, then I would have been cool. Like, hey, you know, I decided that's different than when you're going somewhere. You make it very clear what you're looking for. They say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. You communicate, and now you're like, okay, this is going to work for the both of us. You riding together in the same car, and you're like, no, I'm going left. You're like, what? That's what it is. When you're not upfront, that's the issue.
Was it discussed, like, with you and your longtime friend, y'all never talked about what his relationship was outside of y'all friendship?
Oh, yes. No. Anybody knows me? I'm very detailed. I ask all the questions I need to ask.
So he lied.
That
Yes.
Okay.
you can't avoid a liar. You only can recognize one. If they're a liar, they're a liar.
Sometimes it's too late. Sometimes you just got to go through it and find out at the end. I hope you can overcome whatever the lie is.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna just come up to you like he got car parking lot empty. That's how, you know. That old else called me one day. He was in the car. I ain't lying. True story. I was in a halfway house, ready to break out, because he had left around with some girls talking about, come on over to my house. What? At 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm calling the phone back like, what the fuck is you doing? He like, what is you talking about? Oh, nigga, you know what I'm talking about. Who is nigga in my house? He hang up the phone. I'm like, oh, no, nigga. You can ask him. I call back. He picked up the phone. He didn't put everybody out the car because he think his boy ain't on him. Like, they calling me back trying to get the girl. He trying to figure out what happened. His phone pocket dialing. So he wait to the next day because we were supposed to meet up the next day. Instantly, I'm on go mode. I'm ready to fight. I walk in the door. Babe, your dual car. What can I say? Like, I couldn't even say nothing. I couldn't even be mad. Yeah, what you was finna come play? Strip broker. I mean, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. He shut me down.
And I remember that. and the thing about him, let me tell you a little bit about B. He ain't gonna let you live it down for a while. He gonna be like, hey, guess what happened? Yo, and this
Honestly, like, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even be in my prepared state because I get there sometime where me and my guys hanging out, and we get to hanging out, fucking with different broads, and she might call me. I answer my phone no matter what. I'm on 100% on damage control no matter what. I'm answering the phone for whoever called me at any given time, unless I'm asleep or on the airplane. Then I'll call back when I'm up. But if I'm up and she call, and I'm on some hot shit, what you doing, baby? And I'm showing her.
I respect it. I have nothing but love and respect for that because that's not no. I'm not gonna lie. Dude had another home, another phone, another setup. Because I'm the type of woman. Here's the thing. I'm grown. We're grown. I'm not wasting my time to put in the checking your phone call records. I don't have time for that. I'm just not that woman. I feel like if you're at that point, you need to do that. You need to go on and do something. Right. I'm not doing all that. So it was just like, if we have an understanding and we cool, like I'm building, I'm growing, whatever, we cool. And then I found out something completely different. Then for a lot, that particular situation really had me messed up, like big time. Because I'm like, yo, first of all, we know each other for a very long time. That's one thing. So if anything else, we should have been friends. And if we were friends, you should have just kept it real with me. And then I could have made my decision from there, but you didn't. Like, you just lied about the whole thing. You set me up. I'm like, yo, that's what you know what I'm saying? So it really messed me up, and I could have hated men from that point. I'd be like, nah, you doing this, you doing that, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't. I mean, I did go to counseling for a lot of things, but it's like, a lot of times we don't. We steady on go. Especially if we have children, steady on go. And it's like, now you have to get time to get you right after those moments. You can't just go to the next thing. You ain't fixed it yet.
What's up, Cash Pay?
Cash Pay, what up? We see you. But yo, you just made an excellent point. I mean, what it boiled down to with what you're describing is you just had a lying motherfucker. And unfortunately, you know, that happens to the best of us.
Yeah, man. That part about it, man.
You
that nigga my car. Fuck you on. Like, that's the attitude I had towards niggas because I felt like you felt.
Straight up hood rap.
Like,
You hear me? And I didn't suburban film outside, but she was a hood.
You hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Hurt me, so you know, and then nine times out of them niggas you meet, they not gonna be upfront with you anyway. So I just had that guard up. Like you probably got a guard up now. Like fuck that. I know.
She got a good up.
You know. I mean, I'm remarried now, but okay.
But see, that part about a liar, man. Like to me, a liar is the worst person in the world.
Can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
If it's a thief, you just keep shit out their way. If he a murderer, you just watch his motherfucking ass. But a fucking liar, you can't do nothing but wait for the motherfucking outcome to show and hope you can overcome it. I done seen some people die off of lies.
Yeah.
You know, I done seen some women lie to their motherfucking man. He just come home from prison, lied that she ain't been fucking with nobody, and the nigga that she done fucked with can't take the nigga to come home and kill him. Because she wouldn't tell the truth. Give him an opportunity to protect himself. Or leave.
I can't stand the lie. I'd rather you just keep it real with me and then I can move from there than you be doing. I can't. That's one thing I teach my children that too. Like, you got your name and your word. And if none of those things have value, then it's a wrap. It's over. So I still, now it's a new time or whatever. People don't think that you should tell the truth. Listen, certain things, it's nothing. You don't have to tell everything. All right? Everything's not everybody's business. But you ain't got to lie about everything. If you don't want them to know, tell them my business. Oh, I ain't talking about that. But you ain't got to lie about it.
Right.
Well, that comes with a lot of maturity. And I'm glad that all of us on this phone have that maturity. Unfortunately, we ain't going to run into everybody who we run into ain't going to have that maturity. And we got to be prepared for it. So that we don't get to that point of what the topic of the subject is how trauma, how so much trauma can make you only trust yourself. And that really is the issue.
So let's talk about it. So at the point we were like, hey, nigga, what? No, I'm cool because my ex had a baby on me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Where was your transitioning point for you? So at one point you're like, no, I only trust me. I don't know you. I don't trust you. What changed?
She lost her soul. I asked her.
No. When I actually got the truth, like when he actually gave me the truth on certain situations, and it just hit me like, nah, Rich, this is what you've been asking for. Now you can't get mad because you said this is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want that? And in my mind and in my heart, I really wanted that because it killed a lot of stuff that hurt me before. So I'm like, he gave it to me. I can deal with it. I don't know how much of this I can deal with, but I can deal with it. And and then as time evolved, like I never imagined there was gonna be this many, and you know what I'm saying, this open, but it's a little by little. Like that gave me a little trust in him. I'm like, okay, he told me the truth. You know what I'm saying? Then another situation happened, and I'm like,
yeah, okay. I'm gonna give you the truth. It ain't necessarily just the truth. It's also when I engage in new situations, I never forsake her neither. I don't care how bad the bitch is. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care if the motherfuckers work from here to motherfucking Ohio. I'm not forsaking her. I'm just saying, I'm not forsaking her. You know what I'm saying? I say don't trade a motherfucking, what is it, a penny for a dime? I ain't gonna trade a motherfucking penny for a dime. But I damn sure ass a dime. You know what I mean? I ain't afraid shit. I would never forsake her. I would never forsake any of my wives or my women. That's been good to me, that have helped me transition or complimented my man, or it have provided my soul of my man at some point in time. It only takes one thing sometimes. And I'm committed for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of all of my women, all of their kids, whatever I got to take care of to make sure that they're good because they complimented me in a transitional handicap point in my life, unbeknownst to them. Some of them don't even know what they done. But because I'm so loyal to what I appreciate, I still do me.
There's a lot of guys out here, not saying that they create, because everybody has a choice to, whatever, but I think a lot of men that do misrepresent themselves and misrepresent the relationship now have been a big catalyst to the who now don't trust anybody but themselves. They're like, oh, I know me, I don't know you. So what can you tell the guys who are just out here wild and just they don't care, telling lies, what do
honestly, man, I feel y'all just need to man up. Like if you
man.
Man, you are at home. If you can't be the man who you are at home on the street or the man on the streets at home, you shouldn't be it.
And he took the words out of my mouth.
I can't understand how a lot of y'all can have the whole city scared of you motherfuckers. And then get home and lie. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like, how the whole city scared of you motherfuckers. And you get home and you lie.
Because a lie is rooted in fear. So basically, you got the whole city scared of you.
The whole city fearing you. What is you fearing?
And you scared of telling your wife what. Yo, I want to say this. I learned that from you, B. I learned that because you said that several times. Like, how could this man he got everybody in the country afraid of him, just his presence alone. He walk in, but he can't even tell the truth to his when he walk in his house. What type of man are you?
That nigga a whole different nigga, bro.
Yeah.
To the point where I don't even hang out with him no more. Yeah. Like, nigga, fuck you. You like I can't do it.
Because what happens is,
I'm living a lie.
right? Because they start relying on you to back them, and you like, nigga, what the hell?
Thing, bro. I got two of my friends. It's like two of my associates is like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't call niggas no friends no more, but two of my associates is like that. Like, they lie so much that the wife can't stand when they out in the streets by themselves. I can go pick them motherfuckers up. The wife won't call us for 4-5 days. She happy as she don't trip when they with me. But when this nigga by herself, that's all be dangerous.
Man.
I repeat the truth, and I make him tell the truth when he with me.
And
Where you at? Out front, and she happen to call that phone. I make them answer the motherfucking phone. You don't know what the fuck is going on at your motherfucking house. Answer that phone, nigga.
And what he just said is part of the answer to your question. One, we tell them to man up, and two, we challenge them to be honest when they're around us. So a lot of times they don't want to be around us.
Nah, I call him Peeky Boo Dick nigga, because he will not fuck nothing around me. Dick nigga with your Peeky Boo Dick ass, you know what I'm saying? He don't fuck around me no more, because if I'm asked, I'm like, I ain't got to, I mean, I'm not gonna fuck up my karma because you don't want to be a man. If you don't want to man up and tell what's going on the streets while you with me, then don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Because if the motherfucker asks me something, I'm telling them the truth. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
It's either that, or I ain't got nothing to say to my lawyer's present. Which one you want?
I think that's the wisdom and maturity that comes with it. I think a lot of times people think that withholding or telling a lie is going to prevent something else or something worse from happening, but it's like, but that's my biggest thing. Like, if you can just keep it real with me, don't lie to me like that. For me, that lying, like, don't lie. You do not have to lie. Just keep it real with me.
Well, B, can I say this? It's not about wisdom or maturity, because you have old liars just like you got young liars. So it doesn't take maturity or wisdom in life to not be a liar. You know, it takes strength. It takes maturity might be the case, yes, but definitely you have to be built for that. You have to be prepared for that.
So we're gonna be mad at the women who are upset. I mean, I don't agree. I believe you're gonna be a woman and you want a man, and you need to soften up. You can't be all that hard. That's not gonna work. I agree with that. However, that ain't just happen overnight. There was some reoccurring or something serious that happened. How do we flip the page on that?
Well, first off, having these conversations with some men who can give you some insight instead of give you some bullshit is a start. You know, go ahead, B.
And I agree. I think our women need to have a better outline of engagement, more stringent. You You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it has to be like cause and effect. I think you guys should give more tests. You know what I'm saying? To figure out exactly what you're dealing with. It's kind of like grade school. Like, you give a nigga a test. If he pass, you go to first grade. You go from kindergarten to first grade, all the way up to 12th grade to college. You know what I'm saying? I think you should give people tests to see, you know what I'm saying, like where you stand with them. You know what I mean? And being fully transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about giving a guy your most sacredness. You talking about giving a guy your life. Like, it shouldn't be nothing that he should really hide. You know what I'm saying? Let's see a real, like it's different for people. Like, I'm a real, I don't really got nothing to hide, but there's a lot of shit that people should know. But I'll tell anything. Like, what I'll do is, I'm not gonna give you my, I'm not gonna give you my phones or nothing like that, but I'll put whoever on the phone you want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't got nothing to hide. Like, you know, and that's and like, for me, that alone, you know, that's what I was getting at, B. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back there. Like, you know, like her transition into being as comfortable as she is not didn't just come from me giving the truth. It also came from me representing, you know what I'm saying, my stance with her no matter who I'm with. And she didn't see, but she was like, you ain't seen me for that bitch? I would have left you, nigga. Like, what the?
But that's just real. Like, that's getting real. Like, all right, I got a question for you. So, what made you stay when you caught him parking lot of pimping? Like, what made you stay and say, okay, I'm about to rock with him?
Because he gave, like I say, he gave me honesty, and that's what I gave me what I asked for. So, you know, at first I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, jump ship, but I was stubborn on him. And then I was like, you can't really punish him for giving you what you asked for.
Right.
So, okay, he gave it to me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can deal with this. And you know what I'm saying? And then it just kept, it built and built and built. And I started trusting him more and more and more. And then I was just like, you know, that once I felt secure, that's the thing. Like, men have to make women feel secure. Once I feel secure in my position, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like,
right. Like, literally, like, she lady put this joint in somebody. Yeah. You know, yeah. She literally put me in my body.
That's teamwork right there. That's
teamwork. But I will say this though, what she just said takes maturity, because a lot of people can't take the truth. You know how you can't handle the truth. That's a true statement. And I know from my baby mother, for example, I remember when I first was like, all right, you know what? We were separated. And I was like, you know what? All right, I want to try it. I said, yo, you can ask me anything you want. Just be able to take the answer. She said, well, have you been messing with somebody? I said, yeah. Shit being thrown out the house. Da-da-da-da. She couldn't handle the truth. Now, albeit she was young, but I'm sitting out on the other side of the door now like, yo, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah. So, but I will say that took maturity to be able to handle the truth, because I enjoy being truthful, because I can't sit, I don't like, I enjoy being truthful and transparent. Two different things. Exactly.
And you gotta remember exactly what you say and how you said it.
Exactly.
That's truthful. Yeah, that's definitely the truth, man.
Yeah.
I would say, I remember I was dating, this is when I was younger, maybe like, I don't know, I was younger, like late teens or something. I was dating this guy. And I liked him. We spent time, whatever, and he said, look, I need to tell you something. I said, what? I really liked him. And I don't even remember what he looked like now. But he said, I've been dating somebody, I don't know, out in California or something. And I was so mad. And he was just like, I just wanted to tell you the truth. I want to be honest with you. I cut him off. I never saw him again. Now, fast forward, when I was dealing with my first husband, there was a situation where he did some sucker stuff, and I just, he left, and at the time I was a stay-at-home mom, and I had my boys, and I wasn't really working or anything like that, and he just took the car and took the bread and left. And so somebody that I had been working with was like, no, I'm not cool, like, I ain't gonna let y'all go down like that, like, I can't see a woman and children like that, so he helped us out. So he helped us out, I helped him out. And Because my husband left. He just left us. And so my husband comes back, whatever. Because he's separate. He just left. He comes back. This is like a couple weeks or whatever. He left. And I was like, no. I said, all right, so we coming back. Let's talk about it, right? He was like, look, I want my family. I want this and that. I'm like, cool. Let's talk about it. So he tells me, I said, all right, let's just be honest with each other. So he tells me whatever he did. He said, I was doing this and that. And I said, I know. And I kissed him on his forehead. Soft, gentle kiss. And he said, so did you do anything? And y'all can't handle this. I swear y'all can't. Y'all, you say that we can't. Y'all definitely can't handle it. So I said, hell no.
That's not true.
I told y'all, he told me first, right? On his forehead. I told you, he told me first. And I was like, I know. Thank you for telling me. This is on his forehead.
I'm gonna let her tell you what I did when I found out about her boyfriend.
Hold on, wait. No, when I told him what happened, I was straight up, I was honest. I was honest with him. And I was like, hey, this is what happened. And honestly, it didn't even last long. It was like a little in and out. When I told him this, he called up dude on the phone. They going back and forth, like he had to prove his manhood, all this stuff. I was like, what? I just kissed you on the forehead. It's like, I know. Come on, boom. I tell you, you trying to fight. We being honest or not?
Well, wait.
Tell her what happened when I found out about nigga she fucked.
First of all, we wasn't together.
Wait. Akia, in fairness, that is the start of every example of this. First off, we wasn't. It don't matter to us.
I wasn't jealous, so tell her what happened.
My friends hooked me up with a nigga. You know how that is. Like, fuck that nigga, he ain't answering the phone. I'm like, but I really, you know what I'm saying? I really like this nigga. Like, I was up front with the nigga. Like, I got this dude that I'm really feeling, but that nigga ain't fucking with me right now. So I ain't trying to be in a relationship. Like, I was up front. Like, I'm not trying to be in a relationship. One thing led to another. I ended up fucking around with the dude. Ended up getting into it with his baby mama. I'm like, nigga, I don't want this nigga for real, so you can help him. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, we get the beefing. I'm from the hood. She calls up her niggas. Girl get the threatening kids and all that. So I call my niggas from the hood. Like, nigga, meet me on Linwood. What you want to do? You and your baby mama. I don't fight over this. His friend, the girl that picked me up, and his cousin was best friends. So he go to the cousin like, this bitch threatening me. She talking about meet her on Linwood, blah, 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 blah. The cousin know us. So the cousin tell him, nigga, if that bitch told you she waiting on you on Linwood, she gonna back your ass on Linwood. So now the nigga in damage control. Who the fuck this bitch know? So he asking around. He thinking I ain't called this nigga. He asked the wrong motherfucker. The nigga he asked is his friend. So this nigga tell him, nigga, you can't be fucking with one of his hoes. If you fucking with one of his hoes, that nigga finna kill you and that bitch. So now the nigga scared. The nigga calling the radio stations, pleading the fifth, talking about both y'all women, y'all can handle yourself. I ain't getting in that shit, just leave my son out. All this. But imagine, I don't know why he copping pleas now. I still like, the nigga didn't come because he, you know what I'm saying, he heard about it. Right. Then I get a call from Texas. Bitch, who the fuck is marking you? Better not tell no motherfucking lie. I was like, hello. Then I just had to spill the beans. My friends got the car. They was like, this bitch honest Abe over here. Like, car with the nigga name and everything, bitch, we caught. It's over. bitch, you caught. We not caught. You don't leave.
Oh man.
So I tell the nigga everything or whatever. Come to find out, I don't know how he met the baby mom, his ex-wife or whatever. This nigga meets the ex-wife and gets the fuck around with the ex-wife. Now the bitch playing on my phone. Like, you stupid.
Wow.
Now I'm calling him like I'm just kill this bitch because now she playing alone. Now she playing too much.
Man, that's hilarious. And
beautiful thing though, like that you can tell that y'all are real life partners and y'all got each other back, and that's exactly what I was talking about before. You understand him, that's an unconditional situation, you know what I'm saying? And y'all got partnership, y'all got unity and y'all energy together. I love it, man. That's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
I was in a polystyric relationship right before that.
I didn't cheat on him. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But nigga, cheating on somebody is when you know y'all in a relationship and you secretly go out and do something your ass ain't supposed to be doing, and you get caught. Somebody. But he ain't fucking right.
And so the way we feel is that if in fact you got somebody, you know, like I said earlier, it ain't about what you do, it's about what we find out. We don't like finding shit out. You could have just been straight up, yo, this is what it is, and we respect it, even though if we might not like it, we'll respect it differently.
I'm serious. Finding out who the nigga was. It wasn't only his wife though. I fucked this girl too, and I had to fucking each other.
Wow. Wow.
When I said come back home, I done something that he couldn't do. His wife and his girl are friends now. Why the nigga was trying to call and tell me, and I kept hanging up on him.
That is hilarious.
I'm like, everybody be, oh wait, I got a text. I was hanging up on it. I'm like, all this time I done changed my number. This nigga was trying to tell me. He was trying to tell.
Man, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. What's up, Facebook? We over here on Instagram. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've been on for 2 hours now, so we're about to get out of here. Yep, we've been on for 2 hours. Man, but I want to thank y'all all for stopping through, sharing what it is. Man, I appreciate it. This is straight talk, leads to straight understanding. I told y'all when y'all leave here, y'all will have some more understanding after we start having this straight talk. So did I ever lie, y'all? Man, so we're about to get out of here. Yo, B, thank you for having us, Akia. Thank you. Bianca, thank you. Jay, thank you. I appreciate Raz. Thank you. I appreciate you all for coming through. Rozzy, appreciate you, brother. B, Bianca, appreciate you. Akia and Brian, appreciate you. All right, man. So I'm gonna get out of here. Straight talk leads to straight understanding. The long version, and the topic was women that have so much trauma that they only can trust themselves, which we're gonna tap in on another week because we ain't really get to the essence of it. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a good one. All right, y'all. Okay, so that was Straight Talk leads to Straight Understanding, and Sean Bolden, Sean B. I'm about to get out of here. Thank you for all of my guests. Thank you for who joined me on FaceTime. I mean on Facebook. I know you wasn't able to see all of the people on Instagram, but you was able to hear them. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And tune in next week. Don't forget to share this. Don't forget to comment and anything that you felt. And if it's anything that you enjoyed, subscribe to the YouTube page. All right? Getting out of here. Sean Bolden, Sean B, however you know me. And before I leave, as always, I leave you with this. Heavenly Father, we come here today to give you the praise and honor that you so rightfully deserve. I ask that you remove trauma from those who receive it, whether it's childhood trauma, marital trauma, relationship trauma, anything that people that we might have gone through traumatic, that we're able to release it and we're able to forgive it so that we're able to move forward from it. Thank you for this, Lord. We thank you for those men who aren't being men to man up. Be men enough to be able to be honest with your woman. If you want multiple women, be honest enough to tell them that. Women up. If you want multiple men, be honest enough to tell them that. Do not let anyone find out. Allow people to be more into being honest. We thank you for that, Lord. We thank you for protecting us, our health, our mental, and our spirits. We say, ask for forgiveness for anything we did mentally, physically, that might have harmed anyone or might have been out of your will or your way. And we ask you to help us remedy and not doing it in the future. We say these things humbly. We say these things graciously. We thank you graciously. In your Son, Jesus Christ, blessed name, of those who I'm praying for may know you. Amen and amen. So, peace, unity, love to you all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some straight talk and some straight understanding. Sean Bolden, Sean B. Tune in next week, 3 p.m. Pacific. Appreciate you too. 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, y'all. Peace.